Hey guys, what's up? Cardfight here, and today I'm here with another Mega Calling deck profile. This is the Machining Warsickle build. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Because this deck is very strong. It's probably one of the best decks that came out of Fighters Collection 2014, if not the best. It's definitely up there. So yeah. So for the starting Vanguard, I run Mega Colony Battler C. When this card boosts and hit, you can count loss one, put this into soul, and then one of your opponent's rear guards cannot stand during the stand phase. It's a pretty strong card. I run this over Little B because I simply like to put a little bit of pressure early game. So yeah. Next for the Great Threes, I run 3 Machining Warsickle. Obviously he's the ace of the deck. He is a very strong card. Skill is when this card attack hits, or does not hit, when this card's attack does not hit, you can make counter last 2, and then your opponent's Vanguard cannot stand during the stand phase. So it's pretty good for obvious reasons. And yeah, it's a really good card. And his second skill is when this card's placed on the Vanguard circle, you may pay the cost, counter loss 1, machining card. So it is a special counter loss, but the first skill is not a special counter loss. And then after that, you may call a machining unit from your soul in rest. Second skill is not too useful. You could combo it with Worker Ant, but I don't think that's necessary. So yeah, normally you probably won't call unless you unless you're really short in hand and need some rear guards. But aside from that, I've never used the skill. Yeah. Because it's sort of a waste of counter last. I mean, it is a +1, but you're gonna have to wait next turn if you don't want to Worker Ant. And if you do use Worker Ant skill, it's just a break even. So anyway, next I run 1 Machining Spark Hercules. He is the card that came out before this. He's mainly used with the Break Ride because on the turn you Break Ride, your opponent's units can't stand during the stand phase anyway, so Warsickle's skill is not very useful. While as if you Break Ride into this, if your opponent's at 3 damage, you can pay the cost, so you can swing with extra crit, and your opponent will, be more pressured to guard. So yeah. Next I run 4 Break Ride because Break Riding over the Break Ride is pretty good. Most of the time how I win is I just Break Ride over Break Ride, and then Break Ride, and then ride Warsickle, and they pretty much don't have enough grade 3s to restand. So you pretty much win because they just don't have enough cards to guard with, since they can't drive check. Alright, so that's the grade 3 lineup. Grade 2 lineup, I run 3 Tarantula, counter loss 1 machining unit. When this card hits, you may pay the cost. If you do, one of your opponent's units cannot stand during the stand phase. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't run 4 because he does cost counter blast, so yeah. And this deck is pretty counter blast heavy, so there's that. Next, I run the Monarch Butterfly. Wait, not Monarch. Pomp something. I forgot the name. But basically, her skill is when this card is placed on the rear guard circle, if you have a Mega Colony unit, one of your opponent's units cannot stand during the next stand phase. So basically, you can stun one of your opponent's units for sure. But the downside to her is she's at 8k. So mainly what you do is you combo her with the grade 1 that gets 3k when it's called if you have Mega Colony in your soul. So you can swing for 18k column for that turn, and then after that you just intercept with her. So there's that. Next I run 3 12k attackers. I run 3 because the Break Ride is not a machining unit, so he does not get 3k if you have this. So I run 3. I run 3 of this because when this card's called, he gets plus 3k if you have a mega machining unit in your soul, and that is useful because you do not need a machining Vanguard, so you just need to have machining soul, and then you can pop his effect off. You probably will have machining soul because all the grade 3s are machinings, so don't need to worry about that. Next I run this Great One Stunner. When this card boosts and hit, when this card boosts a machining unit and hits, you can choose one of your opponent's units and they cannot stand during the next stand phase. So this is a pretty good card. Again, it's not much use when you boost your what's his face? The Break Ride, but anyway. Next I run 3 of the 10k boosters. Well, not 10k booster. When this card's called and you have a machining unit in your soul, it gets plus 10k, so you can use it as a 10k booster or 10k attacker for 1 turn. Again, I combo this with this, so you can swing for 18 1 turn, so you're not swinging for crap numbers. And I run 2 of the hand swappers because sometimes you might have too many Warsickles in your hands, or you have too many of this card in your hand, so you can just get rid of them, and hopefully you can draw into something better. Next, run 2 10k attackers. The Great One lineup is pretty much the same as my old lineup. Next, I run 3 Perfect Guards and 1 Quintet Wall. You might want to bump this up to 4 Perfect Guards because now that you only want 1 Spark Hercules, you don't really need it. But I run this because your opponent will most likely not have boost, so you don't really need a Perfect Guard unless, yeah. But the main problem is this deck has a lot of combats, so I don't want more than 1 Quintet Wall. For triggers, I run 6 crit, 4 draw, 2 stands. I'm really liking the tech stands, especially with the number of Toki attackers you run in this deck, so it's pretty good. And then last but not least, I run 4 heal because heals are gonna heal. So that's pretty much my Machining Warsickle deck profile. This deck is very strong. It's very good. Definitely play around with this deck. It's overshadowed by the obvious Daikaiser and other good stuff in this set. But yeah, Machining Warsickle is definitely a very, very strong card. The Brick card is very strong. The Warsickle is pretty strong. The only downside to this deck is it doesn't look very nice, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck profile. This is Card Otaku, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!